Sorry about that. Didn't realize we were going. Moving forward. Here we go. So how do we use the timestamp and gap code? Here's our first example. So what I do is I start each day with a blank piece of paper and I go straight to the Commander-in-Chief's Twitter page, right? Let's say he starts his first tweet at 6 a.m. What are we going to do? We're going to go look at Q drop 600. And then we're going to do our little bit of our time reduction through our different codes that we've been using, so it can go to 60 or 6 all the way down to 6. After a while, you're going to start noticing your Q drops and the numbers. So there we go. This is military. We already know this. But anyways, it says something moving forward. At 8:30, let's say he does the next tweet, okay? So now we've got another set of Q drops to look at. Let's look at 8:30. We're going to look at 83. We're going to do the mirror of 38, okay? Awesome. So now, again, don't worry about the timestamps. It's going to be different for everybody. See where it takes you. We really want the gap message anyways, okay? By now you are, what the... I can't believe that this is happening, right? Remember in the first grade, you were trying to figure this all out, but now after you start reading all these tweets, you're like, man, I'm starting to see something is happening, man. I'm getting it. So this is what it looks like, okay, right? A blank piece of paper. I look at the tweet. I read it first. I really read it. First, what does it say? Then, what looks odd? Or is there a clue? You know, is the words misspelled? Are they capitalized? Is there... Just yesterday I noticed he used a bunch of dots to start a tweet. Like it's a continuation of a tweet, but it was the beginning of a tweet. Ah, you know, there's the clue, okay? So if you go straight to a Q drop, and if it's not the message, and break it on down, it's really not the message, we're going to wait for the gaps, okay? So here's the same as above. We're going to look at this. We've got the 6 o'clock timestamp and the 8:30 timestamp. We've got a difference of 2 hours and 30 minutes. But we've got a gap of, right, 2 hours and 29 minutes, right? 5 by 5, the gap, and that's our message. So we have Q drops that we've been looking at, but we really want to look at Q drop 2229. I've already read these, and boy, do I want to know more. It's the gap in the message as above, okay, right? So first the gap is foggy. So now if I don't see anything in that first gap, if it seems a little foggy, I just wait for the next tweet. He tweets all the time, man. This is a hunt and peck. We're trying to figure it out. That's what he's doing, is sending us messages. We have to see exactly what the messages are. Sometimes there's a lot of them in a row. Sometimes we have to wait. So, but now we've got our gap of 229. So here's how we reduce it again. The third is first, so the 229 becomes the 922, right? The 9, the third number, goes to the first, 922. So a lot of times I find that that is actually the message. So we've got the gap of 229, which is the message, correct, but then we play it with the code to break it down a little bit further, to make it a little bit more hidden, right? A little bit more deniability, all this kind of stuff. So a lot of times the code is actually the third to first. So this one would be 922, okay? You're going to get this as you keep doing it. You'll keep doing it. So if one goes straight, we go straight and go to the next. Blah, blah, blah. Like I said, I'm working on the speech. We're working on it. I will one day be a teacher if required. So here we are. This is going to kind of like break it on down. This is page Z. We went through A through Z. So here's an example. Who cares about the timestamp numbers? Do we? Just use it. Come on now. All the steps with each Q drop is how we learn. It's self-teaching. The message is in the gap, reducing the gap number with the third to first, mirrors, and just the straight up number. Okay, so we've got the timestamp, gap, and third is first. That is where we find the message, okay? This is why you must first learn how to read with your gut, because he's a trickster, right? But he wants you to know. And if he wants you to know, he will say what I am saying. You will be talking with the President of the United States, because we go one, we go all. He is one. He is one. You are one. I am one. We all go one. We all go all. So let's break it on down. This is a more advanced. We're going to use a 12 o'clock timestamp 1, 3:30, 5, and a 9. Okay? So let's use a time stamp from 12 to 1. We've done this many a times. We got the 1 hour difference, a 59 gap message with a mirror of 95. Those are our two messages we'll go look at. Here's our next example. We're going to take with a 12 to 3:30, right? 12 to 3:30. We'll skip this one because of the clues we've seen. So we've got a gap, or excuse me, a distance of 3 hours and 30 minutes, a gap of 3 hours and 29 minutes. So we look at that cue drop, or we mirror it, or we third to first, 923. Most likely that's the real message. Again, here's another example from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Same set of tweets, but this one had a clue that said, look at this one. They had the same words or the same capitalizations or the same subject matter. You'll get it. So that gap was 5 hours difference, but a gap of 499. So we look at Q drop 499 or the third to first, 949. Okay, now a more advanced gap. Right? So we've got the 12 to 3:30. There's our distance, there's our gap. Okay, we just did that up there, but why did I skip the 1 o'clock tweet right here? Is because it said don't touch in the message. Don't touch right here in this message. I'm of course making this up, but you will see how the clues match up. So folks, I hope this is informative. I know it's still, it's a work in progress. We will keep going with the lessons, especially if this works out. You can see that we go on and on and on. We've got quite a bit more to discuss and go over if we like. But please, people, I hope this reaches the people that it needs to. God bless you. God bless America. God bless this world. And without Jesus Christ, I would not know any of this stuff. Where we go one, we go all.